back to the big B-17 build. In the last video, I got the spars installed here in the central wing section. I've got a lot of work ahead of me, but I'm going to keep grinding. We'll see how far we get in this video. Up first, I'm going to be prepping and skinning the upper surface of the wing, and then I'm going to be getting this whole section ready to mate to the fuselage. That's going to require cutting these plates, installing the wing retention bolts, and a whole lot more, but rather than listening to me talk about it, let's jump right in. Starting with the right panel, I applied a healthy amount of Gorilla Glue to the entire upper surface of the panel. When I was confident I hadn't missed any spots, I laid the balsa skin on top, put the upper portion of the hot wire box back on, and then added a ton of weight just to hold everything in place. After the glue is fully cured out, I pulled the panel and trimmed off the excess balsa, and then repeated the process on the opposite side. I did brace the unsupported panel while gluing the skins on to avoid any twisting, but honestly I think the spars are strong enough that it probably would have been fine regardless. Despite the boxes being foam, they can actually support a lot of weight. Since Gorilla Glue wants to expand as it cures, I'd recommend erring on the side of caution and just add extra weight to hold everything to keep it perfectly still. Again, once it was cured out, I pulled the panel out and trimmed off the excess balsa. I spent a minute cleaning up the upper surface, and then I started working on the wing attachment points. I'm opting for a pretty standard wing retention method for this build. The forward section of the wing has a pair of 5/8" dowels that are secured into multiple supports in the forward wing. A 1/16" ply plate covers the braces, and a pair of light ply plates tie into each wing panel and provide additional support to the covering plate. I had some spare fiberglass tubes sitting around, so I used that to make these clean wiring channels. When I was happy with the forward section, I started work on the aft wing retention parts. In the rear of the wing, I installed a pair of supports that tie into the wing panels and support 3 light ply plates that are each recessed a ½ inch below the lower surface of the wing. These plates are drilled for the wing retention bolts. When I was happy with the retention hardware in the wing, I built out the forward mounting plates for the fuselage. I did a few test fits and then carefully glued them in place. It was critical here to make sure that everything stayed in perfect alignment while the glue cured. Any twisting or skewing during this part would be a pain to fix. With the horizontal stabs set level, I set the appropriate incidence for the wing per the plans, and then carefully checked the alignment and kept checking frequently until the glue was fully cured. It's really exciting each time I get to bolt on another large section of the airframe. I probably wasted a bit too much time admiring her on the bench, and I forgot to grab video when installing the fuselage side bolt retainers, but it was just more of the same, frequently checking alignment and incidence. So I got all 3 bolts installed back there. If I have any concern about the wing retention strength, I have an option to add additional wing retention bolts inside the bomb bay, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. With the center wing section bolted on, I started work on the nacelles. I made several small modifications to the reference plans, but they proved a pretty good starting point. With the nacelle framework cut and assembled, I started looking at the cowlings and motor mounts. I found that the plans I have deviate from scale and make the nacelles a little bit longer than they should be. So after some thought, I decided I would adjust them and make them accurate to the full scale, and then I designed a cowl mount for 3D printing that will allow for easy installation and adjustment. After a few revisions, the design worked out great, and I did a quick test install. In addition to the cowl mounts, I spent some time working on the CAD for the right Cyclone engine. I'm just about ready to start doing some test prints on this design, so we'll see how it works out. So that's where she sits today. A lot of critical work got done this last month. Getting those wings bolted on, that was a major milestone, and I'm really happy with how everything is coming together. I'm going to try to keep my momentum going because there's still a lot to do before I can close up the center wing section. Got to get the nacelles installed, the landing gear installed, the flaps installed, all the wiring channels. Oh, and the sound system, which I'm going to be taking a look at next time. So I'm going to keep at it. I'm going to try to keep moving, and until next time, thanks for watching.